Hey fam, welcome to Driven Life TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So today, I want to follow up on the video that I actually put out some days ago concerning how I disagreed with something that Apostle Joshua Selman said. Now, I want you to understand that sometimes people tend to misunderstand exactly what you're trying to accomplish with such videos. I'm not one of those people who simply goes around spreading negative things about men of God or women of God. I don't do that. And when I disagree with something that a man of God said, it's not me automatically labeling that person as being someone who is not supposed to be followed, someone that I don't like or something like that. I actually love the teachings of Apostle Joshua Selman. I listen to them a lot, but it doesn't mean that everything he says is actually accurate. There are some things that he gets wrong, and that's okay to actually pinpoint that and actually look at it in the spirit of the scripture and also come up with thoughts that are actually correct on the other side. Okay, so it's very important for you to be able to distinguish the two. I know probably in Africa, maybe even in the extending beyond Africa, most people look at disagreeing with a man of God as a form of dishonor, but that's not what the scripture teaches. That's something that is very different. And so I think people have just come to believe that for weird reasons. But what I want you to understand is me disagreeing with this is because of what I actually saw as a result of this teaching that he did. It's a clip, so that's what I'm reacting to. The reason why I'm reacting to the clip is because what most people saw was the clip. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is we're going to watch that clip again, and then when we watch it, I want us to look at the comment section, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I actually responded to that particular part of the teaching. So let us do that right now.
If you judge people only by their actions, you will drive many good people in your life. Many good people. There are many good people whose actions will hurt you, but they are some of the greatest blessings that will be in your life. You must learn and have the courage and the stamina to look beyond actions and look at a person's heart.
Now, I want you to see something here. Okay, at the beginning statement was that if you only judge people by their actions, you'll actually get rid of very good people in your life. Okay, that is very true. You can't only judge people by their actions. Then it continues to say that there are some people whose actions will hurt you, but they will become the greatest blessings to your life. Okay, now the question there is in what context? The reason why that is very important is because some people may take this and try to apply it in very, very wrong context. This is why it's important that when he is actually espousing such things, where he's giving counsel and wisdom, he needs to be very specific with it. Okay, because people can misinterpret what he's saying. It's very important here. And sometimes it's not misinterpreting, it's simply taking the thing the way he said it, but they will apply it and misapply it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying here. Let's continue with this.
Someone can steal from you out of pressure, but that person is not a thief. He stole, but he's not a thief. A thief is not the one who steals. There is a mentality that is called a thief.
Do you see that statement? That is not a correct statement. Okay, I get that people who are actually thieves, people who are committed to the enterprise, are people who have a mentality and also a spiritual bondage in them. I get that. But you can't now extrapolate that and actually say that the one who steals is not a thief. No, you judge people by their actions. You look at what someone has done and then you say that is their character. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so yes, people can circumstantially steal, meaning they take something that is not theirs because of maybe they're under pressure, they are struggling financially. But if that person continues to do that, it means they have now become a thief because their actions have been repeated, and so that must be a form of character. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people's actions cannot be diminished. You can't just say, I'll look at a person's heart. Are you God? This is why God taught Samuel to say, you looked at Eliab and you said he's a right candidate to become a king. But no, man looks at the outward appearance, but I look at the heart. Only God has the capacity to do that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So we look at people's actions, and then that helps us judge character. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Let us continue.
Are we together now? So you can have a thief around you and he never steals, but he's a
That
thief.
is true.
Are we together? Yes. A
But
thief
that
is not one who picks something. No, the one who picks something has given evidence to stealing. But you can have a thief around you, like you can have a wicked person who never has a chance to execute it yet, but is a wicked person.
that is true. But what about the one who actually executes it? Is he not wicked? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's true that you can have someone who actually has a bad character, but they never have the chance to show it. But what about if you have someone who actually shows it? Should you just overlook it and say, maybe I should look at their heart? That's what I'm saying. There's no balance to what he's saying here. Yes, he's trying to bring up something that is very important to say. Sometimes you can never know people. Their hearts are their real characters. Okay, so they may act pious, but in them they are wicked. But what about the one who actually acts wicked? Should we overlook their actions and say maybe they're actually good at heart? Their actions are just happening for some reasons. Maybe it's because of external pressure. Do we have to do that? Because if you do that with people in your relationships, in the context of your love relationships and also your friendships, even your work relationships, you'll be hurt, you'll be betrayed, you'll think the world is a very cruel place because you tried to overlook people's actions, even when they were telling you that this person is not trustworthy. How do you know someone is not trustworthy? You don't look at their heart. You look at how they are treating you and their actions, even how they treated other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, someone kept on bringing up this thing to say, okay, but what about Jesus says we need to love people beyond their flaws? I get that. That's why I said in the first video that if we look at it from a ministerial standpoint, in ministry, in our Christian duties, yes, we love people beyond their flaws. We don't let people's mistakes keep us from reaching them with the gospel. We don't let people's flaws keep us from believing that they can also receive the saving grace of Jesus. Do you understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean we need to trust them. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It's possible for you to be ministering to prostitutes every night and then God leading them to Christ. But that doesn't automatically mean you have to trust that prostitute with everything you have in your house. Why? Because it's a pattern of behavior that is anchored in their character that needs changing first. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? If that doesn't happen, you will see that person acting in a certain way again. So it's very important that we don't overlook this issue of action. Let's continue here.
In my opinion, Judas was not a wicked person. He was just somebody who loved Jesus and wanted to make money quickly. There were many of the other disciples. If I'm to arrange the disciples of Jesus according to wickedness, there are others who will be in front. Judas will not be part of them. You believe me on that?
Actually, I think this is simply an extreme statement. That's not true at all. Because the Bible repeatedly depicts Judas as someone who was not very good at heart. He actually was full of greed. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He was a bit wicked in heart. That's what, he was deceitful. Okay? He was deceitful. And so that's what the Bible, there's not much said about the other disciples. Actually, the Bible is clear on Judas. And so this is simply an extreme statement that he's using to actually accomplish what he thinks the sermon is supposed to be about. Now, I want you to understand that Judas was full of greed. And greed was what made him a candidate for that negative part of the prophecy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If it was not him, it could have been another person. The Bible was not specific on who would actually accomplish or fulfill this part of the prophecy. But it happened to be Judas. Why? Because he had greed in his heart. Are you hearing what I'm saying here?
Do you know why? Because he felt so much pain that he had betrayed his master. He hung himself. That was what he knew to do. I believe if Judas had gone to Jesus and asked for forgiveness, Jesus would forgive him.
True. That is true.
His dying or not dying did not affect salvation. The betrayal was what was needed in prophecy. The killing himself was not part of the script. If you
So that's what I wanted you to see. This is the clip. Now I want to show you the comments. You see how people actually responded to this. Now, if you look at the comments, there's so many people who love Apostle Joshua Selman. I'm included. I love his teachings. So many people guessed they actually loved what he said. Okay. Now, if you listen to this man, you start to see life differently. All those things. Now, I want you to see something that actually was actually said as well here. He says that I was staying with a friend who assaulted me. She later apologized but saw her mistake, but I moved out. It was her place I was renting in. Now I feel I moved out of a nice place to a place that's not nice. Maybe I should have stayed, but I decided to move. Can you see that? Someone assaulted her. That means beat her up. Then she decided to move. But now, because of the teaching of Apostle, saying that sometimes you may actually judge people by their actions when they may become the greatest blessing to your life, she's actually thinking, maybe I should go back. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? Someone asked a question to say, what about a cheating partner, sir? Whereby he makes it look like it's a normal thing. Okay? So people are actually asking questions. Someone says, so how are we going to look at the heart and look past the actions? Because are the actions not coming from the heart? That's the question right there. This is what I'm talking about. To say some people actually misinterpreted this. They say someone actually wanted to go get back with someone who assaulted her. The same thing, someone is actually confused to say, isn't the nature of the heart of a person actually related to their actions? That's what the Bible teaches us, to say you can know a person, you can know them by their fruit. That's what the Bible tells us. And what is their fruit? Their fruit are their actions. Someone will say their fruit are the people that actually come out of them. Yes, in some other chapters, you can think the fruits mean the people that they have discipled. But at the same time, it also means actions. You know a person by how they act. Okay. And so you can't separate the two. This is why for me it was like, okay, this is a bit shocking, because I don't think it's adequate for him to simply say it the way he has said it. The examples he has given in this, we can't say the context is, we have judged it wrongly, because the examples in this clip, he's actually trying to reinforce his point. And even when the examples are given, I still feel there's something deficient with them. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? So I think it would have been said better. What he's saying is actually true in terms of when it comes to people. There are some people who actually end up acting a certain way just because of the circumstances they find themselves in. It doesn't mean that person is entirely bad as a person. It's simply that in that moment, they got caught up in something and they ended up acting in a certain way. We give people second chances for that reason. Okay? It doesn't mean that you simply judge people based on their biggest mistake in life. Okay? But sometimes even their biggest mistakes tell us something about them. That's what I'm trying to say here. So a balance was required, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So it's not about whether Apostle George Selman is this or that. No, I actually love his teaching. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, subscribe to the channel. See you.